Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
4 yards.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 19 carries for an even 100 yards.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver. On third down, Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's third down.
From the gun on third down is Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On fourth down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away.
The Ravens take over first and 10.
Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On the option, Jackson will keep it. First down and more for Jackson. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives you something. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle. But collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Jackson, option right, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 17th touchdown now on the season, and the Ravens have taken the early lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit, because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, You should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah.
Burrow's pass. Complete.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Complete to Joe.
The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On first down, Mixon, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
From the gun again to Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there. If I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
3-yard pickup. Brings up
from the 29. Jackson flush to his right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll give it to Mixon. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets them down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Bengals 0.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Now it's Burrow. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, Sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to...
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Jackson on the keeper. A fumble.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They go play action now. Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They give him a gain of 37.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage.
DJ Reader there on the tackle.
2nd and 10. At the 50.
On 2nd down. It's Caldwell, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. He can run for it, and he will. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the option, it's Jackson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Jackson running again. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
DJ Reader brought him down. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line.
And they run the option on 2nd down. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
That's good for a Baltimore.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Jackson going to run. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now Joe Mixon. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now it's Burrow. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Ravens 31.
It's Mixon on the counter. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
9-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Burrow will throw. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. And they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it.
Brings up.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
They'll start by running the option to the right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Russell. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Jackson from the shotgun. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down as his Cincy defense stands up on third. Third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
17. Bengals nothing.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bengals set to take over. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Now Burrow. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. This pass complete to Higgins. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From midfield now, Burrow. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Rolling to his left. He's going to take off with it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43.
From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
At the 7-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's 3rd and 5. Again, Jackson. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, all right, Brandon. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Mason Rudolph leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This is Jakeem Grant. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run once more with Edwards. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Jackson. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
For the Ravens.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And Charles, they trail by 3 scores. Look, they're not completely out of this, but it's sort of go time right now.
Yeah, and they knew that coming out after halftime, it was going to take a collective effort to get back into this ball game. The defense got the stop for them, so maybe that can get things started. Now the offense has to pick their game up as well, and if they can put a score on the board, hey, they could get back in it in a hurry.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
1st down, Cincinnati.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Mixon. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. There's a short one caught by Uzama. Give him 9 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll move the chains.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is Mixon. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And Green with a catch left side. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run. Anderson. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Jordan Willis drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. This one from 35 yards away. Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
20. Bengals 3.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you to the end zone and get you 6?
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. At the
a shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He may try and run for this. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
2nd and 10 now, Burrow. And his pass incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, they wound up losing yardage.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
He was brought down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
On the pickup.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
And he'll be taken down at the 34.
Number 33.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jackson sacked.
And that'll be marked down as their 1st sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their 1st sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be taken down shy of the 25 that he needed. He'll be a yard or 2 short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he will have the 1st before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 12-yard line.
Jackson going to run. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Nice pickup. 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come out in the pistol. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Jackson's going to keep it. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
3rd and goal, Jackson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now.
Bengals 3.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
On 2nd down, Burrow. And he will find his man on the outside.
Burrow's
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Uzomah. A gain of 7. 1st down, Cincinnati.
Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Fights through, and now a crease. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Ball carrier taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
To Joe Mixon. Chuck Clark on the tackle.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's up, it's true as they get back in it a bit here. It's now 23-10. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Bengals score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Jakeem Grant now to return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Edwards. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will have a Ravens first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Play action. It's Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. Jackson on 1st down. And now he's going to use his legs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. 2nd half with the lead. This is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, and he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson's going to look to run it. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They'll run the toss here. Edwards. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Throwing is Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the left hash, this from 37. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Tucker's kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16.
Ravens 26, Bengals 10.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So Burrow and the Bengals down by 16, just under 2 minutes to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now Burrow on 1st down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the gun on third down, Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens first down. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Ravens, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Kick it and go. Hit up with a spin move.